Hi, Gentrit.
Hi.
It's very nice having you here at Kozminski University. Thank you for visiting us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We are meeting just before your masterclass about entrepreneurship for our students. Can you please tell us more about how did you get involved in this topic?
Thank you. Intrapreneurship is something very fun for me. I lived intrapreneurship even before knowing the word. When I comprehended the word, it was just like a buzzword in a business context. But then when I came back to what I do actually in my university and what I do in my entire life is I'm a born intrapreneur. So I always want to take initiative. I want to go above and beyond what is expected of me and what my job requirements are. So I've taken many initiatives. I've helped my university establish offices. I helped my faculty organize events like job fairs and conferences and so on. So this was like behaving like an entrepreneur inside the academia. Then this interest also grew into a research interest. So I wrote papers, I organized symposiums about intrapreneurship, and I'm trying to wave the flag for intrapreneurship as a mindset and a skill set that is really important for the youth in the 21st century, especially for Gen Zs, so that they can propel themselves into new realms of excellence in any organizational context, be it public, private, corporate, small business, or any type of organization in which they will be the drivers of innovation. But innovation that is a bottom-up, so happening within established organizations.
Okay, so do you believe like entrepreneurship will be very important in this age of AI and Gen Z era?
Definitely. In 2020, it was established that entrepreneurship is the new generic skill set of the 21st century. And especially for Gen Zs, it is important, given their characteristics of their want or their desire to do individual work, but their pursuit for finding meaningful work, in their pursuit for well-being, but also in their sense of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship could be a viable career for them, because an entrepreneur is not a job role, it is not a job description, it is going beyond that. So when you hire Gen Zs, you're going to have people that have their own needs and wants, have their own desires, have their own perspective, and they have a lot to bring to the plate beyond what you have described for them in their job description. And entrepreneurs have really behaved that way, as Gen Zs have behaved entrepreneurially long before they know of the word and long before they came to your organizations, be it in their family setting, be it in their group, team, friends setting, and so forth. For example, I'm sure that you've been an entrepreneur, although you're hearing the word for the first time right here. So if you took initiative with your teams, or with your colleagues when you went for a trip and you organized that trip and you said, no, let's do something that's going to bond us together. And
I think I did.
You think you did?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, can you tell more about it?
About classes? Oh yeah, we doing projects. I try to take initiative every time we do projects.
Mm-hmm.
I try to put more every time, or like bring the best from people, because I think everybody got something to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So that's it. You see, entrepreneurship lives in each and every one of us. Once we put a name to it and we understand it, that's a first start. And then when organizations really utilize this talent and create a pipeline for this talent to emerge and for these ideas to go forward. And entrepreneurship is not just providing ideas or a brainstorming, it's the creating the organizational culture in which entrepreneurs thrive. They have the time, they have the resources, and they have the management support for these ideas to be put forward, to be implemented, to be prototyped, championed, and then they could come as viable products or services or innovations in processes that are pivotal for organizational long-standing sustained success.
Interesting. So, well, creating a pipelines is very important for our Forino Pipe 2 project, as the name itself. And could you please explain why do you think it's important to teach entrepreneurship in the academia, and what the core elements are?
Yeah. So mainly in academia, we've been teaching entrepreneurship. Because it's a more famous word, and we know of entrepreneurs rather than intrapreneurs. I'll be talking about that also in my masterclass. So because of the fame of entrepreneurship, in our academic environment, we teach entrepreneurship skills. But what are those entrepreneurship skills? So mainly we are telling our students, or we are teaching them, we're equipping them with necessary skills and the mindset for them to be entrepreneurial and innovative in any setting. But what are those settings? Statistically, less than 2% of students really open their own businesses. So they are behaving entrepreneurially within corporations, because mostly they end up working in corporations and other businesses or family businesses. So we're teaching them intrapreneurial skills rather than entrepreneurial skills. Those are the way you assess risk, your risk propensity, the way you recognize and utilize or exploit opportunities, the way you pivot your idea to management, the way you obtain management support for your ideas, and so forth. Rather than teaching our students entrepreneurship skills, we also need to work with the business world so that they become more aware of what entrepreneurship brings to the plate. It's not just an opportunity for them to tick a box or to be part of an initiative just for the sake of cooperation with a university, but it should be a comprehensive paradigmic shift in corporations and other businesses, because sustainable innovation comes only through entrepreneurship, only through employees within the organizations, and beyond research and development. All organizations have some effort, investment on research and development, but those are close teams in some offices that are only formal. Whereas entrepreneurial talent lies throughout the organization. Even the rookies in the company might bring something to the plate, which we should give them the plate for them to exert what they have and show us what they can do for our organization.
Sir, do you give master classes about this?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I would gladly come. That was nice.
So nice. Please, you're invited. I don't know the class yet, but you're invited. Please come.
Yeah, gladly.
And also you can tell us about your experience of how you've shown initiative without being asked to. Because being an entrepreneur is doing or going beyond what is required of you. So the job requirements are there to do them, but you also need some free time, some experimentation time and experimentation space for you to think of what you could have done. And we're aware that not everyone can have their own business because there's resources needed, there's a risk to bear, and so forth. But behaving entrepreneurially within organizations, I think it's a viable experience and a viable career choice for especially the youth. And if we have more of those companies that are able to provide these opportunities, like experimentation space or free time to think on your own ideas, like the Google 20% time, which is the most famous case, people will want to work there. And then this is a employment retention scheme, but also a talent acquisition plan for a company. I think that people would want to work for a company in which people have the freedom to think in their own time for their own ideas, and they can channel those ideas in the innovation pipeline of the company. And that is something that is supported, sought after, promoted, and also rewarded.
So do you believe everyone can learn those skills, or is it just for some smaller group of people?
Like in any setting, not everyone is going to end up being an entrepreneur, but it's not a job role, I repeat myself. So anyone can be an entrepreneur, and you can be an entrepreneur for a certain period of time, and then you can come back to your job description and perform your duties. So entrepreneurship is not just good performance, it is going beyond that. When you hear that people want to go to a job just to finish what they have to do and then get paid for it. It's like a transactional relationship. With intrapreneurship, it is more a transformational relationship. You obtain your leadership opportunities, you initiate new ideas, taking this initiative and obtaining resources and obtaining support from others, and then people will follow you. And those initiatives really take you forward in the sense that they make you feel more belonging to the organization, feel that you want to stay longer. And if these are the consequences of this entrepreneurial intention that you show in the organization, then organizations are definitely going to be better off, because they're going to have people who are more willing to work, feel more belonging to the organization. They feel that the organizational culture is supportive of them. And if they stay longer, then the costs of replacing them are not going to be there. So we can focus and we can utilize these resources for good, for the organization, also for community-wide.
So it seems like you think that employees should look for opportunities in the organization rather than externally.
Yes, I truly support that, and that's a typical career choice. I don't think that there are many cases of entrepreneurs starting everything from scratch. So the beginning point is they worked somewhere, they obtained some kind of experience, and then they opted for entrepreneurship. And also, this is not exclusive of intrapreneurship. There's many instances, and also there's theory that people navigate between the two. So they begin as intrapreneurs, and then they end up as entrepreneurs. But there's also cases of people who are flocking back to intrapreneurship because they don't want that tension, that risk, that dynamism that entrepreneurship brings. So owning your own business is rewarding but also challenging. How about doing that inside an organization? Intrapreneurship is like entrepreneurship with a safety net. So having that safety net is quite rewarding and soothing.
So while preparing to our conversation, I saw a very important topic, job crafting. Mm-hmm. Could you please tell us more about it?
Yes, so there's a lot of job crafting done within the intrapreneurship mindset. Intrapreneurship is studied across other fields like organizational behavior, human resource management, strategy, and so forth. And the human resource perspective talks about employee job crafting. So when you go to a company, you're presented a contract which shows you what your job description is. But then when you go beyond that role, or you want to go beyond that role, this means that you're rewriting the contract, at least psychologically, with the organization. So that level of attachment you have with the organization is exerted in a job crafting prospect, meaning that the employee is willing to go beyond the role. This job description is too formal. I want to do more than that. So when you go above and beyond what is required of you, you're doing job crafting. Job crafting is a very important element, and it does not have to come from the top. It's better if it's done in a bottom-up approach, so like an employee job crafting. And there's tons of research, and many people are interested in employee job crafting and creating this environment within the organization in which people really want to redesign their job, to rewrite their job descriptions so that it better fits their individuality, their skill set, their mindset, so that they bring to the plate something that is way more than what is expected of them, something that is desired of them.
So how do you think, how we can relate this question to the academia?
Very good question. Actually, when people were talking about academic entrepreneurship for a long time, people were thinking, we are not creating a new university spinning out of a university. So rather, we should focus on academic intrapreneurship. And for the last 2 years, also in academic conferences, the title of the topic was academic intrapreneurship, not entrepreneurship. So academic intrapreneurship would mean that you're assigned to a set of roles, to sit in some commissions, to provide some lectures and do admin stuff at the university, but you want to go beyond that. So think of a situation in which you propose to your department that we need a symposium, we need a conference, we need a study visit, we need to send our students to meet the industry parts of the any region of the country in which there's a booming industry and so forth. So this is intrapreneurship. This is wanting to go beyond what is expected of you. So you're expected to provide lectures, but then you go on further than that and you send your students to the companies to really get a hands-on experience of what is going on. But that is not in your job description. That is not what is expected of you. So you do an employee job crafting. By design, you are redesigning what you want to provide to the students, and I think that everyone would be better off. You would feel like a sense of pride that you're organizing something, you're connecting more with your students, you're connecting more with industry, and in this regard, I think that everyone would benefit.
Okay, and how do you think this idea could be appealing for students?
Well, when I teach intrapreneurship, students really have that look in their faces as it, what is it? But then they go into an aha moment, and then they end up with a, whoa, like really, really like it. And I think that it's not just a buzzword. I think it's the skill set that they will want to pursue. And it's not something necessarily new, like a new skill they will have to develop. It's just like a recombination of the skills and putting more accent on this initiative if taking. They've been taking initiative for a long time, our students, and they were promoting new ways of thinking and new ideas. And I think that we as academics, we need to look back to them and tell them that we need to be better prepared to be dean of having you in our classes. I think that they come better prepared. Every generation is better, more equipped. They are born digital, Gen Zs. So we need to redimension and rethink our learning outcomes and our classes so that we prepare them for the new world of work in which intrapreneurship is adamant. It is a thriving opportunity for them to work across industries.
I literally said that, like, I would super gladly come to your masterclass, sir. And I think, like, there's more like me, like in my class, in my course. Like, more people would come and listen, because I feel a lot of people want to have their own company, like their own stuff, rather than just work for someone. But I think it requires a really big balls, and I think it would teach that.
Yes, definitely. Please come and join with other of your friends and show us your intrapreneurship initiatives.
So we live in really hierarchical world, sir. Like, I have this relationship with my teacher that he's still my teacher, and I really want to, like, achieve something, do something more, something beyond. And how do I break this wall? Like, how do I direct him as maybe not a friend, but maybe someone that will help me in a way, or not just, stick to the barriers of he's my teacher.
Okay, so these barriers that we put are more mental than they are actual. For example, you just called me sir, but I feel you as a friend already, and probably will grab a drink after this. So maybe it's a mental standpoint in which we think that hierarchies are going to be detrimental. But then again, also from the top-down perspective, the leadership in a university, in corporations, everywhere, need to be aware that true talent comes from within, and they really need to create the space for this talent to emerge. So creating events, hackathons, and other events, call them by any name you want, but creating opportunities for these people to show initiative, to recognize their potential, and do job crafting. So they would want to challenge what is written. So you could ask them formally in a letter or an email, please, can you provide some insights on what else would you want to do for the organization? Or do you think that this job description is something that is fit for you? Or do you want something to be changed, like something to get rid of something and add something up? And usually intrapreneurial mindset really adds things things up. And also, it's not also what you do, is the way you do it. So the passion you show when you do the job. The very founder of Intrapreneurship, who coined the term, not the practice, because this practice is way older, Gifford Pinchot says that being an entrepreneur is going to work wanting to be fired, as in the sense that I'm the change maker, I'm the initiative taker, I'm providing new ideas here. And notwithstanding what people will believe, I will want to show my ideas because I truly believe so. So this mindset, this effort you put in the organization is really a gold mine for the organizations to utilize and use it to propel themselves into new realms of excellence through sustainable innovation that happens from within. In only 3 years with the AI revolution, we've seen 200,000 companies being developed. Only 3 years ago, these were not existing. And then in only 10 to 15 years, so many companies drop down for the Fortune 500 list and new ones emerge. So it's a very dynamic, changing world. And in this dynamic and changing world, we need entrepreneurs to really pivot their ideas, and only with innovation are we able not only to survive but also thrive.
Sir, do you have like a way on your master classes that you implement to make the students feel better, to maybe like get their talent out of them, like somehow? How do you get that someone is talented?
Well, I don't think that I'm that good of a lecturer to change the world for my students with one class, but at least I make them more aware of specific issues that should be important for them, and also important, but they believe that it's just them and the world is not ready for them. For example, most of Gen Zs that come to my classes, they want work-life balance and they want their well-being to be preserved, so they want meaningful work. But they kind of feel that this is something of too much of an ask. So maybe we have to give in a bit for the organization. Otherwise, we will not get the job.
Do you notice some traits in the students that like connect them? And I don't know, like entrepreneurs have some certain traits?
Definitely. So Gen Zs come with this sense of initiative. And they come with this necessity to preserve their work-life balance. And this paradox kind of is better channeled through intrapreneurship. So you want your entrepreneurship skills, but you also want your work-life balance. And this creates the opportunity for intrapreneurship to emerge. So these people will want to be intrapreneurs. So finding a meaningful job really needs a situation in which you're able to provide for the organization not only your work effort, but also your ideas, your own worldview. And when you bring to the plate all this and you're entitled to them and you feel ownership of what is going on in the organization, I think that you will want to go back the next day, not because you have to, but because you want to do the job.
And you can. What's the balance for you then? Like perfect balance for you?
So I don't think there's a perfect balance, and I don't think that people really need that perfect balance. I think that
I actually don't think they need balance.
Definitely. So they need the best of both worlds. So they need that energy, but they need that calmness. They need the rewards, and they need the time to exploit these rewards, to spend time with friends and family. So that's how balance works. And now we're not talking even about work-life balance. We're talking about work-life harmony.
Yeah, I'm really trying to create for me like this world and future that I don't have to take vacation. What do you think about that?
Because your whole life is like a vacation, you're enjoying every bit? Yes, definitely. I like to think of a future of work in which people will not want to take their time off work to do something fun, but the whole work cycle would be something that is fun, meaningful, and rewarding.
But how can it apply to old scheme, grade-oriented academia? Why?
There's tons of work to do there. I think that students need both kinds of professors because they're going to be dealing with both kinds of leaders in the organizations. And this tension is eventually going to go down. But we're living in a paradigm shift. We're living sustained development, but with evolutions and innovations that are happening so fast that individuals and organizations alike are having it hard to put up with. And in this environment, entrepreneurially minded, innovative minded people are the ones that are going to thrive, not those people who think that their ideas and their prospects and their way of doing things is really going to work. Organizational culture, by definition, is the way we do things around here. But how about we change the way we do things around here? I don't think that the new generation who might read less of books in a physical sense, going to the library, but are very well informed and digital apt, I don't think they're worse off in the organization setting, and the opposite is true. I've been working with students since 13 years, and with the time passing, I've seen students who have a lower attention span, but that does not necessarily mean that their answers are poorer. The opposite is true. They have a whole world of ideas they can bring to the plate, and I think that they are of value to any organization, not the opposite.
They don't have time to spend to spare.
No.
Really...
It's yes, and while the students are thinking more of a future world in which it's more meaningful and transformational, in fact, when they are in a class setting, they are quite transactional in the sense that they're not buying anything you're selling. So if they don't like the class, they're going to show it to you. You're going to see it in their eyes, or they're going to be explicit that this is something that we do not need. And you're going to see it in the next class when the class is missing, or when you see it in the class when they are not engaging in what you prepared for them, which is something very, very archaic. So you have to be positive, you have to be proactive, and proactive, by the way, is one of the key features of intrapreneurship. You have to be proactive in the sense that not just expect that students will react, and if they don't react, they like it, but be proactive in the sense that follow the trends, read the news, see what they're after, and then prepare classes that are equipping them with the necessary skills. But more importantly, people will want to stay in your classroom, not because they have to, but it's a world in which they are incubated, and new ideas will emerge out of them, not only from the professor. And professor nowadays should be merely a facilitator. I have this saying with my students in the first class every time I meet new students. I'm bringing the album, you're bringing the pictures. So with my album, I put their pictures, their ideas, their impressions, their creative thinking, and we're creating the whole picture of the class in which, in the end of the day, I'm not going to make them more skilled. I'm at least going to make them more aware about the skills and about their potential, and that they don't have to change for the world. Because the world is theirs and we're living in their world. So Gen Zs are 30% of the workforce nowadays, and they are the majority everywhere. And we really need to hone them and really need to nurture them, and we need to create the dynamic space and the pipeline for them to show their initiative, exert their skills, and provide the necessary innovation that is pivotal for any organization. Academia, non-academia, business world, NGOs, even governmental organizations.
As of a member of Gen Z community, I can say we don't do nothing if we don't see a purpose in it. So I totally agree. And we don't want to listen, we won't listen on a certain lecture.
Definitely.
And yeah, we need a purpose in in everything we do. Like,
Yes.
I don't know if we had like some posts on the class that we want to do something.
Yes.
Maybe.
And join our masterclass. We'll talk about purpose, meaning making, job crafting, and all the stuff that is related to entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely. I will. I would actually follow up to with the thing you just said, because I'm trying to like think of the system to engage people in the class. Because like I said, we don't do nothing if we don't have to write. And if we had like this post, like for example, you go out of the class and then, I don't know, you have discount or something, or you have some additional benefit at school, like you can meet some new people or like connect with them, then I think like this input would be more valuable for Gen Z students. Also like for Gen Alpha and for, you know, like in digital world, we trying to meet people in digital realm.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Definitely. One of the key features of Gen Zs is this sense of purpose. So without having a sense of purpose, you don't have the urgency to do anything. And what you're trying to do here at Kozminski is by design what we see as intrapreneurship. So you're doing beyond what is expected from you. It is expected to listen to your professors in their classrooms, prepare the handouts, do the readings, and take the exams, and that's it. But you're going beyond that. So you want to show communityship, you want to engage, you want to include more people. You see purpose in that because you want to have more opportunities to meet, but also them to meet one another. And I think this sense of community really thrives with entrepreneurs. And it's not something that can be done in a top-down approach. This is more informal. Formal structures are top-down, informal structures are bottom-up, and I give into informal structures any day.
Thank you. I always try to like find a way to come across what's expected of me.
Perfect. Wonderful.
So thank you for the conversation and see you at the masterclass.
I'll definitely come. I'll take my friends. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You're much welcome. I am pushing an agenda forward for entrepreneurship through books, research papers, conferences, and so forth. But I think that the voice of a podcast is a far-reaching opportunity compared to any other means of communication. So thank you for having me in this podcast.
Thank you.